that's being left. So being put, if there was, like I said, no wick on this one and no wick on this one, and there was this inefficiency right here, this is imbalance. So imbalance efficient price action, and that is why I mark it up always as IPA. It's just always how I've done it. That's how I go by. Inefficient price action. So now, if price were to be efficient, the wicks on opposite sides of the candle will meet, and there will be no gap in between them. Okay, so when we look for a balance, this is the left side candle, this is the right side candle, and this is the candle that we decide if it's inefficient or efficient, right? So just like I put on a regular chart, let's move this out of the way. Let's see, let's go down to the lower time frame. Let's look for a good setup. Okay, perfect. So what did we have? We had our demand, and we also had an efficiency right here, because this candle did not come down to meet this candle. So if price was like this, it would have been efficient, right? There would have been no gap. But you know, since price didn't do that, price left a gap in the middle of these two wicks. Again, my arrow right here and right here, it left this gap. So price needed to come back down to fulfill this inefficiency, this imbalance, this fair value gap, whatever you want to call it, to come into our demand zone to continue up. And what did we also have for more confluence? This huge inefficiency right here. Like I said, if it was efficient, price would have had wicks coming down and coming up to meet each other on opposite ends of this candlestick right here, making it efficient. But once again, price didn't do that. Price left a huge gap in the market that needed to be fulfilled to make it efficient. So price comes down, you know, taps into our imbalance. Price taps into our demand zone. Price immediately rallies up, fulfilling this imbalance, so making this price efficient, this candle efficient, to then take our profits. So once again, entry with major confluences, take profit at the high, and that's really it. That's imbalance. I can go over some more. So basically, when you're looking at the market, you want to see where there's gaps, because gaps always need to be filled. And now if you're entering, say you enter right here, right, once price does tap into your demand zone and fulfills this efficiency, you see that there is imbalance right here. So price needs to come up at some point to take this out. Now, can price continue down? It could, but with this being filled, this is the next gap that needs to be filled. There's also a gap right here. So immediately price fulfills that, and price fulfills the next gap, making this move efficient and this move efficient. Pretty much it's all banks, you know, the whales of the market, the big orders. These are all big orders that push us up, big orders that push us down, right? So they want to come back down to collect all their orders, all their money, to continue up, to stop more traders out, to collect more money, collect more orders, and they just keep repeating that cycle. Now, for more, this strategy won't always work in Asia or London. That's why you see me only trading New York, because that's what I've learned from experience. It's the best way to trade, how I trade. Just like you see, price can come up and hit whatever it's got to hit. Now, if you look on the lower time frame, it was probably a supply zone up here. If you want to see, there was. Okay, so once again, where could we have targeted? We could have targeted this supply. Okay. Now, why would we target this? Because there was inefficiency up here. Price tapped into it and then fell, but it didn't tap into our supply zone, so we waited, and then price hit our TP and then took off to the downside. So this was Imba1's quick video.